This is the Hold Report for Saturday, January 10th, 2026. The hard way. If we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way. With his best Marlon Brando impression yet, Donald Trump tried to make Greenland an offer they couldn't refuse. Speaking to reporters, Trump framed the acquisition of the Arctic territory as a security imperative. "When we own it, we defend it," he said. Greenland's party leaders swiftly refused his offer. Trump's logic, that sovereign borders are merely suggestions when American security is involved, is now being applied globally and locally. Whether it is seizing oil revenue or seizing a crime scene, the White House is signaling that the hard way is now the default setting. Wall Street closed Friday at record highs, pricing in the aggression. Investors are buying the companies that power the new order. Vistra plus 10.5% on nuclear deals, and the sectors the state protects. Homebuilders plus 12% on the $200 billion mortgage plan. Meanwhile, the administration has found its legal justification for the domestic war. Following the shooting of two people of interest by DHS agents during a traffic stop, Portland Police Chief Bob Day admitted today, "They haven't been named as suspects, they haven't been charged. So why were they shot?" Day cited some nexus to involvement with Tren de Aragua. This phrasing is critical. A nexus is not a charge. By effectively stating that a nexus to a foreign gang strips individuals of due process, the state has created a kill box on American soil. It echoes the logic used to deport Venezuelans with no due process to life sentences in El Salvador's torture prison, cited, based solely on the Trump administration's tattoo theories. Internal DHS documents show agents assigning points for tattoos and clothing to validate gang membership without trial. The government classifies Standard Inc. as Tren de Aragua gang sigils, despite experts confirming Tren de Aragua doesn't even use tattoos for identification. Yerse Reyes Barrios, a pro soccer player deported to cited for a Real Madrid tattoo, a crown over a soccer ball. DHS also cited a photo of him using sign language for "I love you" as a gang sign. Franco Caraballo, deported to cited for a clock tattoo. The gang significance? It was set to the time of his daughter's birth. Andri Hernandez Romero, a makeup artist deported to cited because he had mom and dad tattooed on his wrists. He was detained, tortured, and abused for 125 days. These men, who were never charged, had committed no crime in their lives and were legally in the U.S. for safe asylum, were shipped to what the guards call hell on earth. Inmates at cited are beaten until they convulse, hung by their wrists, sexually assaulted by guards, and forced to kneel for 24 hours in cells with no sunlight. Survivors report eating rotting food and facing constant psychological torture, held in a judicial void without lawyers or charges. Many don't make it out alive. The U.S. government is effectively kidnapping soccer dads and makeup artists and shipping them to a torture black site because federal agents can't tell the difference between a gang hitman and a Real Madrid fan. They have some nexus to incompetence. Simultaneously, the FBI has finalized its blockade of state investigators in the Renee Good shooting, seizing all evidence under federal jurisdiction. The message is clear. Federal agents answer only to the executive. In oil news, Trump signed an executive order today placing Venezuelan oil revenue into a U.S.-controlled fund, unironically citing an unusual and extraordinary threat. With the Olena tankers seized in the Caribbean and oil executives meeting Trump in Florida, Venezuela loses its sovereignty by the day. While the administration flexes its power, the market is also capitalizing on physical power. While the rest of the market watched jobs numbers, Vistra soared 10.5% after signing a 20-year nuclear power deal with Meta. Oklo jumped 7.9% on a similar arrangement. Big tech has realized the grid cannot support them and are now privatizing nuclear energy to bypass public infrastructure. In pervert news, Elon Musk was forced to restrict Grok after weeks of generating illegal non-consensual sexual abuse imagery of women and minors at a rate of 1 per minute. Subjects included the corpse of Renee Good and one of the many mothers of Musk's children. Musk has some nexus to involvement in committing federal crimes. Some nexus. Weak enough to cover almost anyone, but strong enough to justify shooting two people who haven't been charged with anything. It is the same logic used to seize Greenland. Some nexus to security. It is the same logic used to seize Venezuela's oil. Some nexus to stability. The administration has defined the entire world as a threat environment. And in a threat environment, you don't need a warrant, you just need a nexus. The hard way is now policy.